No, well, first of all, I mean, there were many times in my political career when the presence of a streaker would have been a very welcome diversion. So I'd been perfectly happy if it had been graphically filmed. But I think this is a very, very difficult question, actually, about responsibility within the media and what are the rules. And funnily enough, I've been talking a lot about this recently because it's also something talking from the politician's point of view of what I call the tyranny of the protest, which means that if you have this, if you have this session on camera, and let's say, Kathleen, you decide to go and throw something or shout or cause a ruction, and this is that is what will get publicity, and nothing else will get publicity. So you are there getting a lot of publicity. The rest of the class might as well not exist, so. And it's a real problem. It's the way it happens today. And the reason why it's wrong, by the way, and this is the important point to come to your point, because you see, the media would say, look, it's free media, we should report whatever we want to report, but that's not really the point. The point actually is to have a sense of responsibility measured also by what this thing represents. Let me explain what I mean by that. You see, I think that if Pastor Jones had 5 million Americans in his church and was burning the Quran, I think even though it would be inflammatory for the media to film that, I would argue you can't possibly not film that. That must be a significant section of American opinion. It's a church of 5 million people, and here's the head of it standing up and burning the Quran. Well, that is news, actually, because that must indicate something about American society. Right. The irresponsibility, actually, is because he's got 30 followers, and it doesn't actually indicate anything about American society other than what we know by any society, which is there are eccentric and crazy people in any society. Right. And that's the problem. So the problem is that the fact that someone comes out and does something that is, impactful, the concept of responsibility is not about, covering things that are uncomfortable for people, because that is going too broad. The concept is to have some measurement of its validity in terms of what it says about the society. Otherwise, if you film, and this is what happened, of course, you film or you create this movement around the pastor burning the Quran, and people in Pakistan or Afghanistan are thinking, this guy's speaking for America, right? Because this is the head of some church in America, right? And that's what I think is difficult about. But these are really difficult questions. And incidentally, the debate that is not being had in the world today, in the Western world at least, is responsibility, and look, I'm biased on this because I'll have to handle them. But responsibility in a media, within the media, is a major, major issue, because the debate between politics and the media is really, really bad now, and it's starting to corrupt the discussion of issues in a sensible and rational way. And it's also, because what then happens, the corollary of what you're talking about, is that if you want to run for office anywhere in Europe today, you get out there with a message about immigrants and, Muslims and all the rest of it, and you can really start you can get traction because you can get the publicity. So I think it is a major part of what we need to debate, actually, yeah. Chris, sorry.